Hello everybody, this is Megan and this is Vlogs by Meg B. And I am making a video, a special video, because I'm actually going to be turning 25 tomorrow. And I have been reflecting and I've been thinking about everything that I've learned up until this point, everything that I've done, everything that I haven't done, all the things I've accomplished, all the things that I still want to accomplish. Um, but this time, this video, I just wanted to make a video, and I'm going to title it 25 Things I Learned in 25 Years. So, I just made a list. They're not in order of priority, but because I know that people have a short attention span, I wanted to go down a list of the first couple things that I found to be the most important um, by the time you're 25 that you should have either done, accomplished, or experienced. Um, the first one was get life insurance. Now, I know that people think it's crazy. I know that, people don't even think of getting life insurance when you're 25, but you never know what's going to happen. You never know what could happen. You never know where you're going to be. And a lot of times when you're 25 years old, if you haven't put much into your insurance, your life, like 401k, um, yeah, like your retirement. You want to get life insurance. Now, life insurance can cost anywhere between $5 and $10 a month, so it's not a lot. But if you get life insurance, if something does happen to you, you're not leaving that heavy burden on your parents, or if you're married, your husband or whatever. So get life insurance, and that way the expenses are taken care of. And if you have, you can, if you have enough, you can leave some money to some of your loved ones. And also, it's important because if you have student loans, you are definitely going to have so stupid. You're definitely going to have it because it will roll over to whomever the next person who is responsible for you to pick up your burden. So get life insurance, get as much as you can afford. Again, it's only $5 to $10 a month, so get it, it's worth it. The next thing is save your money. If you haven't saved your money, start saving your money. Even if it's just $50 extra a month, save as much as you can and spend as little as possible on things that you do not need. I won't elaborate. That's it. So, at the top of my list, I wrote, this is number 3. Learn to focus on completing one thing at a time. Number 4, always make time for yourself. Spend time with yourself, do things that you like, figure out what you like. Um, you don't always have to be out with people. Learn to love yourself. Um, Number 5, never alienate yourself too much. So this is the complete opposite. Even though it's really good to spend time alone, you want to make sure that you're not always alone. You need people. It's healthy. Number 6, get a passport. Travel the country. Go somewhere else. See other people. See how other people live. I went to Jamaica. I went to Negril. It was not my favorite place, I have to admit, but I'm glad that I went because I was actually able to see how they lived. It was like on the countryside of Jamaica, but it's beautiful. Like we were able to go up, waterfalls, and we were able to like climb up the waterfalls. We were able to swim through the waterfalls, swim through the rocks. It's so green. The food is amazing. The people are so nice. But you can just see other places. You want to go somewhere. Get a passport. By the time you're 25, you should have one. I'm sorry, it's 2014. Everybody should have one, even if you haven't traveled the country. Just get a passport, because if you don't get a passport, you'll never think to leave the country. Plain simple. Number 7, try to at least vacation once a year. I just think that there's something about going on a vacation that's just relieving. Like it's nice to just get away and know that you're gonna spend a week not having to worry about anything. Because every week, every month, every 2 weeks, you got something to pay. You got expenses, you got gas, you got to get to work, you got to wake up early. It's nice to go on a vacation where you can sleep in, you can relax, you can eat whatever you want to eat, you can do whatever you want to do. So try to make sure you plan a vacation at least once a year, just for your sanity. Um, Make friends with other people from other religions, other cultures, other races, other genders. Get to know people, pluck their brains, see what else is out there. You don't always want to stick around the same type of people. You'd be surprised how amazing people you could meet in this world, going to a happy hour, anywhere. I mean, yeah, just meet other people, be open. Number 9, learn to cook your favorite food, learn to cook something that you love, learn to cook in general because, I mean, if you can't cook, you can't survive. And you look pretty pitiful by the time you're 25 if you don't know how to cook your own food. You know, learn to cook. um, Number 10, eat healthy. Um, as you get older, start eating more vegetables. Eat more fruits. I live close to a farmer's market, and every weekend I always go to get vegetables and fruit and stuff like that. And I'm really picky about the vegetables that I eat, and I have like a certain group of fruits that I'll eat. But the point is, I get them and I eat them and I enjoy them, and I've actually learned to love new fruits and vegetables. So, I mean, as you get older, you might realize that your tolerance is growing, and you'll find new things that you like to eat, and it's just good for your skin. It's good for your health. You want to eat lighter, healthier things. So yeah. Oh, number 11, babysit. If you've never watched a child, changed a child's diaper, um, been responsible for someone else's kid for at least 2 hours, you need to babysit because I'm not saying that everybody in the world wants to have kids, but you need to have exposure to kids because kids are awesome. Kids are so sweet. They're so amazing and they're so interesting and they're very entertaining and you never know like how much you can learn from a little child. And by the time you're 25 years old, you should have at least picked up a child or watch a child for at least an hour. But yes, volunteer to babysit someone's kid or something. Good for you. Number 12, enjoy your grandparents. By the time you're 25 years old, your grandparents are somewhere between their late 60s or their early 80s, depending on how old your parents are or how many cousins you have. But, around this time, spend time with them. Take them out to lunch, take them out to dinner. They find it, you know, they just love that stuff. Like I love my grandma to pieces, and whenever I get a chance, if I have the money, I will go out and take her out to eat. She likes to eat, really good food. She likes to be outside. She likes festivals, and if something comes up, if I have the time, I go out and I spend time with her. And she really just likes to talk to me and laugh with me. And I realize that spending time with my grandma, she says some pretty interesting things to me that I probably would have never thought would come out of her mouth. But like I'm just glad like as an adult she is more comfortable talking to me like an adult, and the relationship that we have is so much stronger, and I love her for it. And I think that as you get older you should take advantage of the time that you have left with your grandparents. Number 13, um oh, listen to their stories. That kind of goes hand in hand with spend time with your grandparents. Listen to their stories. Um, my grandma is like almost 90, and I've listened to some of her stories, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like, grandma, shocking, very shocking. But you just be surprised how interesting your grandparents are. They're old, but they've lived, and they got some stories to tell, and they come from a different generation that we can even fathom. And I'm always curious to pick, older people's brains, from the 50s and 60s and the 70s, 80s, mostly the 70s. I'm kind of obsessed with the 70s. But yeah, just listen to them, see what happened. I mean, it's awesome. Older people are cool. Um, 14. This also kind of goes with the other two. Um, Ask your parents how it was for them to grow up, and listen to their stories. Um, I mean, you always want to. This is the thing. Like your parents now, they're like kind of conservative-ish, depending on what kind of parent, who your parents are. Not all of them, but then sometimes you kind of wonder what were they like when they were 15, 16, 17. What were they like when they were 18, 19, 20, 25, going out? Did they go out to clubs? What kind of crazy things they did? Pick their brains, listen to them, ask them questions, because usually people like talking about themselves, and you'd be surprised. You ask your parents some questions, and you might take them down memory lane, and you could learn something new about them. Um, Number 15, engage in activities that you typically wouldn't consider. So nowadays there's access to do a lot of things. You can go online if you get bored and find an activity. Go hiking. You could go water tubing. You could go painting. You could go iPhone picture taking. Random things. Just do something that you normally wouldn't do. Grab a friend or go by yourself and do something that you've never done. You might not like it, but you might find out that you love it. And the whole point of it is to broaden your horizons. Do other things. Expose yourself to different things, because you don't want to go through life with, one track mind. So, yeah. Number 16, live alone. Especially if you're a woman. Just my opinion. I just think that if you live alone, it does so many things for you. It creates discipline. You learn to cook. You learn to become financially stable. You learn to become financially dependent. And if all else fails and you're broke and you don't have an extra penny to spare, it's your place. You have your own spot. No one can tell you what to do. No one can tell you how to live, and it's like your own sanctuary. And it really builds character, personality. I mean, no one can tell you how or what to do. It's you. You're grown up. You do what you want to do. So I recommend to everybody, live alone at least once. You'll never want a roommate after that. I promise you. Number 17. Read a book. Read a book, read a magazine, read an article, read something, because the older you get, the more well-rounded you should be. Like, there's absolutely no excuse. You're not 16, you're not 17, you're not 18. You can't not know about current events. You can't not know about what's going on in the finance world. You can't not know about what's going on in politics. You have to read. People that you meet every day that you speak with, smart people, good people, they're gonna talk to you. They're gonna wanna, have broad conversations, and you need to be able to keep up with what is going on in the world. There are plenty of smart people out there, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be as smart as them. Read a book. Number 18. Do something that you're passionate about. I mean, some people don't know what it is. If you don't know what it is, like I said, do something that you've never done before. Figure it out. I love to read magazines. After I read the magazines, I have a really weird eye infatuation with making collages. So I start to clip all my magazines up and I make collages. It's kind of therapeutic for me, but do something you're passionate about. Number 19. Eat alone. Go to a restaurant, find a place you like to eat, some nice restaurant, and sit down and eat by yourself. Get over it. Get over the fear of not having someone sit across from you. It's not that serious. Eat your food. Enjoy your food. Take a book with you and read a goddamn book. But eat alone. At least once. It's not that bad. Alright, so 20. Take advantage of the town that you live in. So, you know, every town has some type of history to it, and a lot of times the town that you live in, you take advantage of it. You don't go out. You're like, it's not that big of a deal. If you live in a tourist town or city, all the tourists come and they see all the museums and do all that stuff, and you go to work and you go home and you just bypass all of it. But take advantage of it. If you don't have anything to do, if you don't have any money, take advantage of it. 21. Go get a massage. Go to the best massage parlor in your town and get an hour and a half massage. It's the greatest thing in the world. If I had the money for it, I would do it every weekend. It's amazing, and it's amazing to feel like you're being pampered, to lay there and be massaged. It's awesome. Do it. All right, 22. Give relationships a chance. You know, by the time you're 25 years old, you've probably been in at least one serious relationship. And if it didn't work out, sometimes, you're a little guarded. You don't want to do certain things. Your guards up and you don't trust people. But there's a lot of interesting people out here, and you could find someone else that you're attracted to, and that might be attracted to you, and give it a shot. But when you do give it a shot, you have to have like a clear mind. You can't bring anything from past bad relationships. You just have to go forward, be open, go with the flow, enjoy yourself, but be smart about it, but just give it a try. Just give it a try. Number 23. Forgive your parents. Everyone's parents aren't perfect. My parents are not perfect at all. But you have to forgive your parents, because you have to remember, your parents were your age once upon a time. Your parents are not perfect. Your parents have emotions just like you do. And if they ever did anything that frustrated you, that bothered you, that pissed you off, that you have had a hard time getting over, you gotta forgive them. You gotta move forward. You gotta be an adult, and you have to have some sort of empathy. You know, everything isn't about you anymore. As you get older, your parents get older. You know, they raised you as a baby. As they get older, it's kind of the reverse. You have to start taking care of your parents. You have to, take what you've learned from them, and give it back to them. Make them feel appreciated for all the long years that they took to raise you up until this point. 24. Oh, this is a good one. By the time you're 25 years old, I believe if someone asks you, describe yourself, you shouldn't think twice about it. You should know exactly who you are as a person. You should know your weaknesses. You should know your strengths. And if you don't, I think you need to do some serious soul searching. I think you really need to ask some of your closest friends, your mother, your father, when you see me, what type of person do you think I am? You can learn a lot about yourself. If you're a stubborn person, if you're, a grumpy person, if you're a selfish person, you need to know these things, because you need to probably fix those things. And if you don't know, then that sucks. And people probably don't like you, and they're not telling you. And you're probably being hindered from a lot of things in life. But you also need to know about yourself, because you need to know what positive qualities that you have, so that way you can take advantage of your positive qualities and make the most out of it in life, at your job, with friends, with your future endeavors. You need to know what you're good at, and these are the positive things. So get to know yourself, know who you are inside and out, and yeah, grow. And the last one, take a road trip. Take a road trip. Take a road trip. Take a road trip. Last one I said take a road trip is because road trips are cool. They're frustrating, but they're adventures. And if you go with some good friends, you can have a good time. And you see things that you've never seen before. You take a lot of pictures, and it's a good thing. Go on a road trip. And like I said, none of these things were in order. I hope you like my video. And if you like it, share it, subscribe it, do whatever. And thanks for listening. Bye.